Stand up, you sinner. We got you at last. You can't get away. There's no time to play. Your finish is going to be fast. Brothers and sisters, come on, get hot. Well, amputate your bodoyo and tie your bones in a knot. Bid it, did it down. Did it, did it, da da down. Did it, did it, did it, da 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 down. Bid it up, down. Did it, did it, did it, down, down. Did it, did it, did it, da 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 da.
Brother, you sure gonna get your face lifted and a permanent shave. Ha, ha, Where you want your body sent? Body? Huh? There ain't gonna be nobody. Ha, ha, ha.
You can't make any excuse. Go, till we pick up you. Swing your sinner for making chickens elope. You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. Swing your sinner. We'll stretch you like a giraffe, maybe what you would have. Just give us a laugh. Swing your sinner.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And howdy, Charles. All right, sorry about that, man. And a red fish, blue fish. Hold on, let me get the echo. Charles. All right. I hope I can catch you Thursday if you're feeling up to that. So get some good rest and have fun at work. Thanks for popping in and saying hi, though. Appreciate it, buddy. Let me check the sound check over on YouTube. It says I got 2 watching. Let me check the sound check. There's over probably a bot. YouTube sounds good. I hear YouTube. All right, I think we're good to go. Hey, it's Rod Shelley. How you doing, Rod? I'm not quite sure what I want to do. You know what? I think I'm going to try to finish up a collar I was working on just before stream. In Marvelous Designer. Yo, DZ, how are you doing? Let's do a few shout outs here. Charles isn't going to be with us, but hey, check out Charles anyhow. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Rod Shelley in the house. And we have the coolness that is D-Zang. Check them out at Renderosity and Daz. I can do this. There we go. Because DZ is magic. Here, let's get you onto the scene here. I'm going to play a little bit with collars. I actually started the Letterman outfit, which I'm kind of pirating a bunch of stuff. Where was I? File open. It's probably right in my recents, right there at Letterman's. So here's kind of where I was working. I'm not happy with the collar that I had. That's actually the bowling shirt from the Car Hop outfit. I'm going to repurpose that. Those are the jeans from the Rebel outfit. I'm going to repurpose those. I'm going to redo those pockets. And I've already raised the waist. So these are going to be higher waisted than the Rebel outfit. Doing good. Just had a Reuben. Ooh. I would imagine. So I'm redoing the collar, so I'm going to get back to that. But real quick, I'm going to get the, I'll get the letter. And earlier today, I started a hoodie. And then I'm going, you know what? I could just take most of this hoodie and turn it into a Letterman jacket. So I still have a hoodie, but then I converted it over to activate and into a Letterman jacket. So this is going to be a Letterman set. 1950s high school Letterman. So we're going to have a shirt, a jacket, we'll have pants. I'm going to make penny loafers to go with this. And we'll stick a penny in it too. So this is, I don't know when this will be in my current schedule of projects, but this was on the list and I just kind of, I'm thinking I've got bra and panties that I'm going to be working on now because I just got the coveralls submitted. I'm going to torture you by showing you coverall pictures. No, not the coverall pictures. Yes, the coverall pictures. So anyhow, hey, thanks, DZ. So this is the coverall set, which when I was working with it, I realized I could easily make into a. So there's a short sleeve version, and then when I took this off, I'm going, you know what? That's a play suit. So it's coveralls play suit set. So that's what we have. I just hit the submit button on that just a couple hours ago. You know, we've got our obligatory zombie girl in the distressed version of the outfit. It will come with boots. And this is kind of, so this is just got submitted to Daz today. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Should be November. So after this, I was doing, I don't know, you may have seen the bra and panties I'm working on. So that's what I'm going to get done next. This was on the kind of to-do list. I think I might do the hoodie actually first. And then maybe try to sneak this in before the end of the month. And I also have, let me see what's my current thinking. Here's my current idea to-do list. I had somebody who wanted me to make a Girl Scout outfit, and I think I'm not going to do that. Just because I think my stuff tends to be a little more adult friendly, and Girl Scout outfits tend to be a little underage. So I think I'm going to. Oh, the asymmetrical swimsuit. I should do that. That's right. I started that, and I've already forgotten about it. um. So bra and panty is in process. I can actually update this a little bit. Sweats is started. I think I'm going to upgrade a couple of the older outfits to Genesis 9. There's the Letterman. Let's put started in here. In there. And do I actually have a hoodie? There's the hoodie right there. So I've started the hoodie too. So we'll see how that goes. I did have 2 products just come out in DAS the last few days. Sunday and Monday. So I'm not sure what to do about this. I have an idea with this. Vintage Soldiers 50s. It's those guys you always see in the old sci-fi movies. I need those. You know, when the giant ants are invading Los Angeles. You converted your Genesis 8 Freddy Krueger to G9 and was told to redo it because it was too close and similar to the character. Oh, dang. Where? For Daz? There's always Render Hub. Because we... I think Daz might have gotten burned. I think somebody may have slapped Daz in the nose with a stick on IP. Because that Star Trek stuff and that Star Wars stuff that they had, that kind of vanished. I think that may have been what happened. So I think Daz may be a little shy. Not that I'm saying you should do stuff that's close to IP. Yeah, it was for Daz. Yeah. On the other hand, Renderosity probably wouldn't have cared. Or they might pretend to care, but they're not as strict. I think Daz was testing the waters a little while back to see how much they thought they could get away with because they've been watching what RenderHub has been doing. Not that RenderHub is really raking in the money, but I don't know. Maybe they are with their IP violations. I don't know. I'm sorry. They're IP inspirations. We're gonna call those inspirations. Not that I'm not a little guilty of that, but mine tend to be free stuff. Star Wars Untouchable. Yeah. Anyhow, this is kind of what. Then last night I was thinking basic PJs, and then this morning I woke up and I saw there were basic PJs. There's a lot of basic PJs though, so I'm still gonna do that. Um. Anyhow, what am I doing today though? I'm gonna work a little bit on the collar. Then I think I'm gonna go back and take a look at the asymmetrical swimsuit and see where I left off with that. That was somewhere in Marvelous Designer. I think mostly it was done with Marvelous Designer, so I might start moving that over to Daz. But for right now, this is the one that is actually I'm going to try to get done by the end of the week or submitted by Monday at the latest. The basic bra and panty set. It's kind of like the modern, I've got the 1940s lingerie and I've got 1950s lingerie. I thought I would just wear something that modern gals can wear. Yeah, so anyhow, let's get back to, let me fix this collar up. And I'm going to turn that off because I can hear the fan running in the background. I've been trying to, I'm not happy with the way that's going. So I'm going to, we're going to hide the jacket again. So let's deactivate, let's hide you, and I'm redoing. I've already pulled off the original color because I wasn't. It's okay. But I figured if I could do another color, it's not like I'm just using the exact same mesh, right? What are you doing under there? Oh, you crawled away from me. You're supposed to, I think I might redo the pockets too. I'm actually going to put proper pockets on here, I think. We'll do that too. That'll also, so I'm going to add a little bit more to the pockets, I believe. Yo, Tesno Pesno. How are you doing? I haven't caught you in a while. I'm not sure if you've been streaming or not. I've just been a slug. Anyhow, let me get this collar on here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just... I tried this once and I wasn't happy with it. I've deleted it. I'm going to try it again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dupe the shirt. This is just going to be a really flat collar. Also, it has to sit under the jacket nicely, so that's my excuse. So I'm just going to chop it out of the shirt like this. I should actually, you know what, I'm going to put a little split mark in here. You've done like 3 DJ streams in a couple of weeks. Oh, okay. Oh, the Tesno DJ channel. I'm not sure I'm following that. Let me make sure. Hold on. Because you know I'm a slug, right? That might be why I don't see you if I'm not following the channel yet. Come on, where's the am I already following? I am following already. Okay. I've just been missing you. Anyhow, everybody, check out the Tesno Pesno DJ channel. I gotta, you know, we're gonna update the command right now so that it says, I'm gonna put Tesno Pesno DJ, but you can also catch them at blah blah blah, something like that. We'll do that. I'm gonna log into Streamlabs over here. Hold on a second. Streamlabs.com. Log in with Twitch. That's probably what it is. Oh no, it sent the code to my mobile phone. Damn you. Two-factor authentication is driving me insane. Not gonna lie. What is that? All right, we're in. I know all these years and I'm still using Streamlabs for the cloud bot. I keep saying one of these days I'll stop using Streamlabs, but today's not that day. Okay, yo, all you cool cats, yada yada yada. Um, you can catch Yasas at his Tesno Pezzo. Let's put that right there, and then or control. You have both mostly on the OBS side. Yeah, one of these days I'll move over. When I first started streaming, I decided to go with Streamlabs, and then after a while, they just seemed like they turned a little more evil, and I moved over to OBS. But I never moved my Streamlabs commands out of there. I'm slowly making commands now with the streamer bot, so I probably should maybe look at just moving out. But I've got so many commands. Anyhow, is that going to work? I need a space there, otherwise it'll think it's part of the link. Let's confirm that, and let's just check and see if we got your right link in here now. There we go. I put the DJ first. You never liked the bloat in Streamlabs? Yeah. I think it was just an easy way to get started if you didn't know what you're doing. But their company was a little slimy, I think. They were trying to really monetize. And when people start to monetize, they get a little slimy and ugly. Anyhow, I am following. Everybody check out Tesno Pesno DJ. Give him a follow if you haven't already. It would be super cool. All right, and I'm going back to making a collar. Yeah, but with time. Now that I'm a big grown ass streamer. All right, I'm gonna run a line through here. To there. I'm gonna chop this out. Also, you know what? I'm gonna I need you. I'm gonna copy that over there. I'm gonna just kind of rotate you around a little bit. So what I kind of need is the collar to keep coming around the back. So I'm just kind of roughing the shape out. I'll tweak it to be a little better. But anyhow, let's cut this out. We'll just do a cut on that. And I'm just going to go ahead and sew this to this. Where are you? You are all the way over there. Okay. Let's move you over here. I'm just going to sew you in. We'll just do that. So kind of what I need this to do is I kind of need this to come this way and then out this way. I'm just gonna, can we just overlay that, superimpose over? Yeah, I'll do that. And then I'll just, you know, I'm just gonna put a little point in here right now. I'm just gonna kind of drag that until it kind of lines up closer to that. How big is that anyhow? If I had a measurement, it would probably be easier to work with. That says, does that say 30.6? I'm going to do a 30.6. So this needs to end up being about 30.6 and maybe a little, it probably is going to line up like that. And then I'm just going to bring it up to right about there. Will probably be good, 30.7. And then I'm just going to drag you out like that. And I'm going to just change the measurement on that just to 30.6. Say okay to that. And I'm just going to sew this to that. I think I need to flip that. Reverse the sewing. That looks better. There, that's what I want it to look like. I think I want to actually bring that up a little bit. So we're going to make this a little shorter, and then I'm going to adjust that sewing a bit, I think. Also, I think I'm going to flatten this out. Let's see how that works. And then I'm going to move you out of the way for a second. I basically just need that measurement. And I need to know how big you are. You are 70.5. I'm going to delete all curve points and change you to maybe 70.5. Change length. 70.5. I actually want it to go the other way. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to tweak this just a little bit. I'll just pull that point up a little bit like that. And I'm going to redo the sewing on that. Actually, I can just do this, right? I think I can just grab and just drag, and there we go. I went the wrong way. It goes this way. There we go, that's better. All right, now I just have to add some collar into the back. I think I just need to, I think I just need to drag this out until it's about this long. I'm going to do an offset. I think I'll do that, and then I can kind of control the length a little better that way. And then I might smooth this out. So I'm just going to offset as a pattern outline. I'm just going to say 50 to start with. That's just an arbitrary number. I'm going to create an internal line. I'm going to measure you are 86.5. You are currently 50. So I'm just going to kind of drag this out. Kind of drag you around. We're going to adjust this. I'm probably going to tweak that a little bit. I think I do want to. Right now we're just going to get a total number here. 157.1. You know what? I'm going to just get rid of you. Did that not work? And turn you into a curve point. And adjust the length on that. By 7.1. You know, I think I'm going to pull you out a little bit, convert you to a curve point. And then I'm just going to, I'll redo this sewing here. Actually, that's a little off. We'll readjust that. And I'll just sew. This should be able to go all the way around. Dang it. Did you? I think I fat fingered something there, so we're going to try this again. I probably need to put more of a curve in here or something, but we'll see how this looks. That totally did not. What did I sew? Oh, I sewed to the wrong side. Oh, I sewed to this weird piece that I got floating around in here instead of actually to the collar. Wait. Did I sew you right? What did you sew to? What are you? What did you get sewed to? What is going on here? Oh, that was the jacket. Doy. Eventually, I'll find the right thing to sew to. Oh, you get sewn over to here. There you are. I see you. I think. That's better. I should probably put more of a curve in here. I think we'll do that. I'm going to take that measurement again. 157.1. On 57.4, I'll do that. Then we'll just maybe bring you out that way. Pull you out a little bit more like that. Is that going to sit a little bit better? I think that might work. I might be able to force that to roll over. Yeah, I think if we put a fold on that. And I probably need to pull that out a little bit more. So 157.1. I'm gonna just adjust the curve on this. I'm gonna change the length on that. 157.1. I want to go the other direction. That might be good. Let's tweak that a bit more. How are you looking now? I'm getting there. I think I want to pull this point out into here. And maybe we'll just make you a little narrower through there. I'm getting there. I'm going to adjust. It's fighting. I'm trying to adjust that angle right there to be close to 90. All right, I think I'm in the ballpark. Almost. That's just a hair past what I want. That's probably going to be good enough. Let me try this unfold command I've been reading about. Unfold with symmetrical editing. There we go. And are you? Nope. Let's try this. Okay, then I need to get this sewn to that. Then I'm going to get in here and strengthen up the folds in here. Let's make you like that. Come in here and we'll use the folds tool. And I'll just try to like crank that over a little bit. Same thing with that one. Crank you over a little bit. And then I'm going to try to adjust that there. Do I get a fold? Nope, I gotta try maybe over here. Fold angle. I can never remember which way to go. If I say 340. It'd be nice if this actually. I'm almost. I feel like I'm close, but. I just have the weird tension that I can't overcome to get it to flip that. It wants to flip up and not down. Oh, I'm so close. I could just get you to set down on that. Maybe if I just make it a hair bigger. All right. I think I'm going to try to tweak that a little bit. Do I have the transform? So I'm going to try to maybe flatten this out a bit. I feel like I'm close. What happens if I unstrengthen that? There we go. I think I might be able to live with that. Still not crazy about that angle right in here. I'm trying to think to get this flattened out. If I pull this way, it's probably going to make it. If I pull you, and what are you? You're 18.7. Are you supposed to be 18.7? 18.7, then 19.1. I actually want it to be 19.1. So if I pull you a little bit more out here. I think I'm getting, what if we unstrengthen these? I'm still tweaking. 168. I should measure these again because I've already forgotten what they are. That and this. 147. You know, that's probably not helping. I don't know if that. I think it's a little better. Or I know I'm going to spend the whole stream just futzing with a collar. Feel like I should add a little bit of a lift in here. And then sew this to that. I think I might try that. Oh, collars always drive me insane. What was that number again? 147. So I'm going to make a little strip that's 147 right around here. And then adjust this. Yeah, we'll do something like that. 1471. So that's what I want. So what I'm going to do is 147.1. I'm going to make this like, let's say 5 to start with. Say okay to that. Let's turn you to quad optimized. I think I might have some wayward tries in here somewhere. I'll have to track those down. Let's put a split right there. I'm going to do a uniform split, so it's right in the middle. Actually, I'm going to split again. I'm going to split. I'm going to say uniform split, not 2, not 3, but 4. And I'm going to get rid of this and this. And then we're going to take these two and convert them to curves. And of course, that's funny. Let's try that. Let me sew this into here. Let's put a split in. Oh, this is half the length it needs to be. Damn it. That means you know what I'm going to do? I get rid of that. Put another split right there. Line you up over here. And I'm going to sew you in to here. I'm going to unsew this. Because this now gets sewn in into here. And the other side is going to flop free for a moment. All right, let's see how we're going. I'm having issues with the stuff I think I'm selecting and working with, not actually having been selected. So what I can do is maybe bring the back of that up. Yeah, I had 2 selected, so of course only 1 moved. What was I thinking? I need to measure this. 1483. 148. I just went right by it. 1488. I'm going to do that. I think this might work. So the back of that. I like it a little better here. It's still fighting me back here. I might be able to live with that. It gives me kind of a nice curve, and now I just missed. I think I'm going to stop struggling with the color. I think I'm going to call that good enough. Let's see how... Are these two? Yeah, those are flipped. So let me clean up my UVs a little bit here. Then I'm going to fire up the asymmetrical swim and work on that a little bit. Okay, these look a little weird because I flipped the normals because they get flipped backwards. This actually goes in here and that actually goes in here. do that. Let's put you down into here. And that I could actually just go ahead. Do I actually? Let's just merge those. There we go. I'll get that collar kind of just sitting around in here somewhere. Ooh, that's a nasty. Can I just do a little, Are you symmetrical? And you're giving me a... No way, dude. I've got linked editing going on, and it's giving me an uneven mesh. Let's remove the linked editing and see if that solves anything. Did not solve anything. I'm going to just maybe force... Actually, do I have a line here? Can I just maybe get rid of those? Dude, you are... Let's... Maybe I can just do this. That's kind of ugly. Let's try... I'll set just an internal line. That's a little bit better. All right, I'm going to see how the Letterman jacket fits over this. Did I just make everything vanish? I did. All right, I think that's going to work. I'm going to hit save on this. All right, I'm a little happy with that collar. Wonder if this is going to be a D-Force nightmare, though, with this on top of the shirt. In which case, we may end up losing the shirt. Although it would be kind of nice not to. Anyhow, that's how the Letterman set's looking for now. We'll put that away. And let me do file, open, project. I think this was in the beach party. Did I call you a symmetrical swim by any chance? Yes, I did. How convenient was that? So I think I kind of, except, oh, you know what I want? I want to make a morph so I got a little bit more room in the buttocks there. We're going to do that. That's the reason why I stopped working on this. All right. So here, we got Daz. I'm going to bring you in. Actually, do I want to just do this in Blender? I think I'm just going to do this with Blender. Do an import, and let's get a basic Genesis 9 in here. And we're just going to move those cheeks apart. Honestly, that just doesn't work for making clothes, does it? I've gone over to the other side. All right, right about maybe there. I'm on the center line. I don't want to be on the center line. Let's don't know, never looked at glute maximus. Yeah. Well, I know they're supposed to touch, but for our purposes, that really is working against us here. Let me see if I can find a little bit of a mirror, topology mirror. Maybe GX. Let me try a little proportional editing and see how bad that works. I'm going to switch you to linear. GX. So I think maybe let's try that. Adjust glute gap. I'm going to tweak it a little bit more. Let's try that. I'm going to load this as a more, save this out for more target purposes. Projects. Do I have a G9 projects folder? I do. Let's put you in here. Adjust glutes gap. And export that, and we'll pop over here and we'll load that in as a morph target. And then I'm going to also, I'm going to save it as a morph target for the base and also the feminine shape. So we'll load it in as a morph target, choose morph files, projects, G9, stop that. I should have stuck it in the cat. No, right here, adjust glute gap. There we go. Let's accept you. Let's see how it works. Should be. Where's my morphs? Where's my morphs? Right there. There it is. Is that too subtle? That might do what I need. I'm going to export that out. Well, I mean, we did just export it out. I'm going to export it out in the feminine shape. Let's see if that makes a big difference. So when we export this, we have to make sure we turn off set our resolution back to base, and I'm going to turn off that. I don't have mesh smoothing on. Okay, excellent. Right there's my export. I'm going to put you over here. Adjust glute gap fem. Accept that. All right, let's move those over to where my morphs are for Marvelous Designer. So run over the projects, run over to G9. I'm going to copy those two object files. All right, let's run over to, I think objects is, it's not in here anymore. I moved it to another drive. Maybe over here. And I think there's a Marvelous Designer. I have two. Means it's probably in this one right here. G9 avatars. There we go. I'm going to stick those right in there in the morph. And then we'll pop over to Marvelous Designer. Now I should be able to load that in with a slightly larger gap, and if that's not working, we might try to make it even bigger. I'm loading a morph target. I am here in the G9 avatars. We stuck it over here in morphs, right? I called you adjust glue gap fem. So I add to workspace as a morph target. Say okay. Maybe I'm going to make that a little bit larger. Maybe not. That might actually just be enough to do the trick. Getting bottoms to fit right is such a pain in the... Because I could do this and it helps a little bit. I think what I need to do is probably just need to narrow that area up a little bit right there, right? Do I have Am I using elastic on there? I am. Let's take that off. I'm getting there. That's a much better... I'm probably going to have to touch it up a little bit in Blender. Now I need it to be a little bit wider in there, I think. Also, maybe I'll just take... You got elastic on? You probably do. That was working better with the elastic. I think I want a little bit of a curve in here. I know, I said a little bit of a curve and then I promptly did something else. I think what I need is a little more... What are you sewn to? You're not. You're in the right spot, but you've got a weird curve to you down there. Why? Oh, they're not even anymore. Or they weren't even anyhow. That's probably not helping. 7.5. Which means you're about 15. You're still just not sewing right. Does it just have to do with this? Now it's just flipped over. Maybe I just need to make it smaller and not try to use the. What is up with that? Why are you just hanging so weird? You should just. It's flipped. That's the problem. All right. Maybe not. Is it flipped? Oh, it's only partially sewn because it didn't sew all the way across. Doy. All right, so that kind of fixes that. You know, I'm just going to go back. We're just going to reset. I really haven't. Well, I'm going to reload in the glute thing. I'm not going to save this. And then what I have is an issue with this sewing in here. And part of that comes from this being a different length. But most of that is from the fact that the sewing was wrong. All right, now let's load in the so now I'm back to rustling elastic edges. So we'll dial you guys back to maybe 95. I think if I put a little bit of a split in there might help. Do I have I do have a line in here. Can I just maybe, is it just the linked editing? I think it's just the linked editing. Yep, and then I'm going to run a little line through here. Then I'm just going to put a fold on. Fold that the other way. I can never remember which way I need to fold anything. No, I was folding the right way. What the frick? Yep, I'm heading in the right direction. What's the point of having a fold angle if it isn't going to use it? Getting there. I think I'm being maybe overly optimistic. Oh, that is working so much better. I do want you to be a little higher. Why are you cranked at such weird angles? Is it just because of the probably because of the elastic. Yeah, that's much better. I'm getting there. Okay, need a little more coverage on that there. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Gives me kind of a saving point. I think I'm pretty close. Then I'm going to have to chop up my trims. See, despite that angle there, that is just yanking the hell out of it. So maybe I just need to downgrade my elastic a little bit all the way around. Stop, restart. Let's do that. That's actually not as bad, is it? So if I put elastic back on these, no, they're currently at 95. Maybe I just switch everything over to 95. Try that maybe. Almost there. The only thing I don't like is I would like that to be a little nicer curve. So let me see if we can adjust that. So either we pull this out and curve it a little bit more. I think I'm going to try that. Maybe take you a little that way. And then maybe I can pull a little bit of a curve in there, which of course goes way out there, because why not? Try to get you back in a little bit here. I think that's a little bit better. Maybe I want to just bring these down a bit. And maybe we drift you over this way a hair. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. And you are not making for a nice line. And maybe we convert you to a curve point. I'm losing everything that was nice in the back. All right, I got it back a little bit. Maybe we just give myself a little bit more coverage. Now you're stuck in the butt. Best viewers. I certainly do have the best viewers. Oh, but you're thinking I can get more quality viewers by giving you money? Where are you at? Why are you all the way down there? All right, hold on a second. I gotta whack a bot. Where's my Twitch? And of course, I don't have the thing that does the thing. Let's bring up that, and let me go into. Let's bring up, and now I can hear myself. I've switched over to mod view. Turn that off. There we go. Whack. Bye bye. You are pulling so weird. Oh, he's just an independent businessman who's no longer doing business with us. You know what? I think I'm gonna redo this shape here. I'm going to trace that out. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to hide you. I'm just going to deactivate pattern and sewing. And then I'm just going to break out the pen tool. 3D pen avatar. We'll do that. So I'm just going to kind of run a shape through here. I want you to come up into about here. Then you get to come back through here. And then through here, and we'll bring you back around through here. And then can I just oh I can't see where I started. Dang it. All right, let's try this. I'm going to do half of it, then I'll do the other half. And I want it to come up this way, but it really doesn't want to. All right, let's see if I can get pattern pieces made out of that. Oh, there we go. Flatten. Please, editor, delete highlighted lines. Did you not seal up right or something stupid like that? Try this again. Can I not flatten that? It's not letting me flatten that. Let's try this again. Oh, I can't even do this. All right, what if we make it up here instead? Nope, it really doesn't like those curves down there. Am I not in edit? I am in edit. Am I able to edit? No, don't be stupid. Why would I be able to edit? It's inconceivable. Can I flatten you, maybe? There's a point in here. That's not what I want. Yeah, it's telling me it doesn't like this down in here. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go with what I got here. Did you make a shape? Nope, because I used the wrong tool. Let's try polygon tool here. I'm going to get rid of those. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just kind of line this up on that. Okay, so were you 30s? You are 30s. All right, let's make those 30s. Let's make you a curve. Let's put a curve in here. Maybe I can just do an unfold on this. That's my new trick. I'm going to unfold without. I'm going to unfold with symmetrical editing for right now. Did I do that right? I wasn't even. I think that's good. All right, where are you? You're all the way over there. And you're backwards. Okay, let's tweak this. is nice. Does that look nice over there? That looks nice over there. All right, let's get it to fit down in here a little bit better. You know what? That's actually not too bad. I'm going to put a little... Where am I at on this? Did I not touch the... Yeah, let's run a line through here. Maybe kind of like this. I'm going to try the fold trick that I tried before. That helps a little bit. And then maybe if I just... There we go. I think redrawing this is working out for me. All right, how's the rest of it still look? I actually kind of like the elastic on this. See, if I turn this off though, that's not bad. If I add elastic to these edges though, it's probably going to go to shit. Let's stop that right there so I have a kind of an undo point. I still have 25 minutes left in stream. Dang. Let's maybe put elastic on these. Okay, let's try that with the simulation not running. So that I can adjust this one right here. Nope. I think what I need to do is make it a little wider, because when that elastic kicks in, it's just pulling it tight and right up. It's still running right up. I want to stick elastic in here, you know, and we're going to use the super strong 100% don't change my shape elastic trick. And now it just vanished up the bum. I'm kind of happy with this, so what I might do is I might just chop that off and freeze it. And then I can kind of use that as maybe an anchor. Although I'd like it to be a little smoother. Yo, Quasi. How you doing? It was good to catch the a little bit of your stream. I saw you were on earlier and I didn't have a chance to pop in. Let's me smooth that curve out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a line across from here to here. Actually, let's strengthen that. Nope, I'm going to turn all the elastic off. I'm going to strengthen it. Then I'm going to dump. What are my tool am I looking for? I need this tool here. Let's turn those off. If only this would settle down like that. It's almost there. You know what? I need to pull that back to about there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to widen it up a little bit in here. But I think right here, that's going to be my anchor shape. So let's do a, damn you. Can I just do a cut on this? Oh, I got the weirdest shit going on here. I gotta fix this. All right, now I'm good. I'm going to cut and sew those. Then I can take that. Then I can just freeze it. I'm going to let that readjust. I'm going to maybe switch you back. This just doesn't want to go up the hip. That annoys the hell out of me. I'm probably just going to have to live with it hanging out over there. All right, I'm going to boldly switch that back. All right, that's working. Let's put a little bit of elastic on these, maybe. See if we can get a little bit of nice little bunchy in there. Anyhow, I was working on a collar earlier for a Letterman jacket outfit, and now I'm tweaking this asymmetrical swimsuit. And I got to readjust that because it's slipped again. Boop. That's looking good. Let's get you dragged back over here. I think I'm ready to start chopping it up and adding trim. I think I'm going to pull that down a little bit. That's causing a fold. All right, let's hit save on this. Let's start adding our trims. I'm going to put trim there and there. We'll just do the old offset as an internal line. We'll do the good old 5. We'll just run cut and sews on those. Should be fine. I'm going to just double check to make sure that didn't do something weird. Of course, the thing I clicked on was the thing that got selected. Why would it be? All right, let's put some internal lines here. Let's cut and sew those. Let's put some internal lines there, 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 and there. Let's cut and sew all of that. All right, can I get internal lines on these? Is that going to look weird? Yeah, that's going to be really funky. You know, I know what I need to do. Offset as an internal line. But we're not going to extend. I'm going to manually. You're still extending. Why you? There we go. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Then I'm just going to manually take this tool and just run this kind of like that. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay, can I curve that? That point right there. Maybe not. Let's try that again. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. That's what I want. Loop it around like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing down here. And now can I cut and sew all of these? That's the rub. Can I? I'm not sure what it's doing. Are you selected or are you not selected? You are selected. Marvel's designer has real issues with selecting shit. And can I cut and sew that? No. That would have... I'm talking crazy shit now. I gotta kind of figure out a way to get that chopped out. Or maybe not. Maybe I don't have to. I maybe I'll just manually. What are you looking like? I might be able to just manually do it in Daz or something. So I think I'll do that. Although I'm a little worried about internal lines. And I haven't been simulating, but everything's just gone to shit in the meantime. I might have to just smooth that out in Blender. See, and you have slid back up again. You know what? Maybe I should I relax that a little bit. Let's put a little bit more. I haven't tweaked that recently. Let's try to get that so it'll let that drop down a little bit further. And that might help. I don't mind a little bit of under boob. And she's wearing this weird bodysuit color, and she's only a mannequin, not even a real person. So I can get away with that on Twitch. Can I put a little bit of elastic on these? Are you still selected? I think that's got elastic on it. We're trying to fine tune now. I think I've got the shape. Let's turn that off so that funny stuff doesn't happen when I click on that and type in this. I kind of like that. I still have that selected. I do. Why are you in red? I'm tweaking settings. Arg, arg, arg. It's doing that thing where I'm so close to stuff, it's saying, you know what, you might want this thing next to what you're actually clicking on. It's supposed to be helpful. In my case, though, it tends not to be so much. It's this great feature. If you click near two things, it will ask you if you want the thing that you're not clicking on. There you go. I like that. That did the trick. All right. So what are you guys? You're like 90s? I'm going to stop that. I'm going to run through here and just start. Adding more elastic to all my edges. If I can just find the thing that says there. And I want these all to be like 95. And we'll get these ones as well. That. Those got linked editing, so they're going through. It was doing that thing where you were close to something else, so you might not have actually wanted what you were clicking on. We're just gonna double check with you, bro. Because you know you're just a user and you probably have no idea what you're doing. All right, let me take that line down a little bit. Actually, can I safely get rid of that? I think that'll be fine. Yeah, my frozen part's anchoring everything down nicely. You, of course, have drifted again. Do I just need to pull this stuff farther down or something? Are you going to move nicely or are you going to be really janky? I think I'm going to tweak that just a little bit further. And then we'll rearrange the UVs. And it's almost time to call it a night. I'm going to do the trick where I'm going to add the sew lines on this today too. We'll do that as well. And you are just really... You're probably not that bad. Okay, let's take you, the strap. Let's move you... We got room. We'll stick you right there in the middle. I think I can... If I put this up in here, if I bring you down here, I might be able to get a square. Let's put that there, and then I'm just going to move you maybe out this way. And can I just grab that? I'm just going to move that out of the way for a second. And then can I just take you and line you up with the top of that, and then maybe bring you up like so. And that gives me enough room to just get this in here. And let's see how that looks. We could probably pack it tighter, but this leaves me a nice looking UV. At least that's the story I'm sticking with. So that fits nicely on what will be a UV sheet at some point in the future. I'm going to call that trim. All right, let's start naming our fabrics. Uh-oh, did something get left behind? There was a... No, that's right. Okay. I think that's good. This is going to end up... I'm going to do a displacement map that's going to make a ring out of that. So strap, strap ring. Let's call you suit. Copy that. So we're going to have suit trim. Suit strap. And suit strap ring. I'm using underscores because that's what Blender would add when exporting OBJ, so I just kind of use that as my standard for naming materials. I'm going to solidify you guys. I had thought I had already. And I'm probably going to, you know what, I should probably put some elastic on this to make them 100 and have that hold steady. So let's pop back into the here. I'm just going to nudge that way for just a second so I can grab that and that. And we have elastic. I already have 100 on there. What the hell? I'll put 100 on here. And what about here? You guys got elastic on you as well? You don't? You do have full... No, yeah, you're 100 too. It's like everything I can do to make this not bend, and it still bends. Here, let's try using a material, one of the hardware, non-fabric trim hardware. I'll apply that to that. Let's give this a color. Actually, let's go ahead and assign our colors. Okay, strap. Strap. Come on. Drag and drop. Actually, the easy way to do this, make everything strap trim to begin with. Then it's just easier for me to, nope, everything was still selected. And then I could just drop this onto the suit parts. I can drag that onto the strap part. I can drag you over to here. I'm going to have you sneak back up there where you belong. Oh, and, oh, that's right. This isn't, I'll have to assign that in Blender or Daz. It's anti-gravitational magnetism coming from Atlas Comic. I'm sure that was it. All right, let's make sure everything is in quads. Something's not in quads. Something's still not in quads. Sometimes it does that. Let's switch over to wireframe and see if we can spot something that's not in quads. So I'm just going to have to manually assign these to the trim group. You're not in quads. Why are you not in quads? There we go. Now we're nice, pretty quads. I'm going to try to drag this down one more time. That's what I really want it to be. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right. I've kind of got this worked into shape. I think this is going to do. Simple little asymmetrical swimsuit. I still have a little bit more work, but most of the stuff is done. Actually, you know what? I've been trying to use the stitching, the top stitching tool recently. So let me see if I can use that real fast. Did you do anything? I can't tell. I think it may have, but I... K. There we go. Dang, where did you... Let's get you snapped back into place. And for top stitching, I'm going to switch that over to just be texture. For top stitching, I'm going to switch you. Come on. Give me the property. Give me the property. You can do it. I super believe in you. There we go. That's better. I'm going to just nudge that up. Gonna come in here. Do that. Well, you know what? I want to put a little bit of I want to do an offset here. And we'll cut and sew those. And then I'm going to put some top stitching on that. There and there. Put that back into place. Let's move that over. Okay. Top stitching there and there. Back into place. Back into place. I think that worked. Back into place. Can I put it on these lines? I guess I can. I'll run it right through here. Whee! There and there. There and there. I think I'm going to do an internal line right there. I'm going a little late, I know. Am I in the Z? I am not in the Z. Now I'm in the Z. Offset is an internal line. 5. Yes. You did not cut and sew, Chris. You got to cut and sew first. Then we can put this top stitching on those. And add the stitching to these. And I think, and I'm going to put it in here. There and there. I want to put a cut right there. Oops, that wasn't what I wanted. I want it just right there. I'm trying to remember shortcuts. I think I'm good. All right, I'm going to hit save on this and call it a day. If I do this correctly, I can then use this stop stitching in Substance Painter to kind of fake out the stitches. So I don't know, a little bit of progress on that. And I made some nice progress on the Letterman outfit, fixing the collar on the shirt. So thank you all for being here. Let's find somebody to raid. Let's see, we will be back in 2 days on Thursday, 7 p.m. for more stuff kind of like this. I'm not sure what we'll be doing. At that point, I may have a bunch of outfits ready to start texturing and stuff, so that might be what we'll be working on. Also, the Letterman outfit does need shoes, so yeah, catch you Thursday, Rod. Thanks for being here. Hey, DZ, it's been good to see you. Catch you later. Everybody, shop DC's store. Super cool stuff. And we'll give the shout out to Rod Shelley. Oh, Quasi was here. I forgot to shout out Quasi. You got to check out Quasi over on YouTube and Twitch.
Hey, bud, let's party.
There we go. And CS Bond couldn't be here tonight, but he isn't forgotten. We'll check him out. So let's see who's on the Twitch first tonight. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, thanks for popping in, Quasi. Good to see you. Sorry I caught the very end of your stream, but it was better than nothing, I suppose. So who is on? We're going to find one of the Infozars on. I think, did I see Your Face is Pretty is on? If Catherine is on, we're going to go raid her. She might already be off, though. I think when I started stream, it suggested that I might want to co-stream with her. So let me do this. Let me type in her stream and see if it's actually up or not. She's a super cool artist. Hasn't been on Twitch a whole lot recently. So it's kind of nice to see her back. Your face is pretty. I think that... No, I think I typed that wrong. Anyhow, I guess we'll... You know what? Let's just go over and say hi to Jack, I think. Andrea's on. Jack is doing... You know, we'll raid Irumakin. And I think Irumakin will probably take us over to Jack. So let's do that. Let's go over and say hi to our friend Irumakin who's doing puzzles and stuff. He's usually near the end of his stream when we get over there. So we'll do that. I think I'm going to build a starship in your basement. Excellent. You're going to leave this goddamn planet behind and find another goddamn planet to go to. What am I doing? I'm raiding. Hey, I sell stuff at Daz. I had 2 new products come out the last few days. Check those out if you're interested in my stuff that you see me making on stream. It usually ends up at Daz, is the way things have been working out. Also, feel free to join the Discord. If you post stuff in the galleries, we share it on a Saturday Night Social, 8 p.m. Saturdays. Also, I try to keep you up to date if I'm actually going to stream or not. Usually I'm streaming, but some days I have to call it off, my scheduled streams. So that's also in the Discord. You're going to be the first dictator of the galaxy. There you go. Ambitions, Rod. And it's never too old. It's never too late to start and become the dictator of the galaxy. I forgot what I'm doing. We're raiding. I got raid calls. Let's do this. If you can join the raid, that would be super cool. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to use that raid call. If you are a subscriber, you get to use the sub raid call. There we go. And let's do this /raid. Hey, and if you're on Twitch, I appreciate that. Like and subscribe. Or if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Twitch, feel free to join the raid. Control C, and away we go. I hope you'll have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.